think the ESRB's rating system is an effective way for parents to gauge what games their kids can and can't play? I know I do, and there's a lot more people that do too. According to Scott Steenberg from the Modern Parents Guide to Kids and Video Games, he says the ESRB rating system is just like the rating systems applied to television and movies. It's a self regulatory act by the video game industry intended to provide information to parents about what video games contain and what content they might find unsuitable for their children. But the exposure of minors to adults' content, such as like foul language, graphics, depictions of death, nudity, sexuality, it's a topic of constant concern in media right now. But despite common misconception, most rating systems are not even mandated by the government. A lot of people think that. But let me begin by explaining the importance of the ESRB rating system. Without a system like that, like 10-year-olds and below be playing 18-year-old games like Modern Warfare and other online shooters that are very violent. But this already happens because most parents don't really even care. They don't really care if their kids do or what they say to people online, because it's just a game. But according to Kuttner and Cheryl K. Olson from the book Grand Theft Childhood, the surprising truth about violent video games and what parents can do, they said legislation has been proposed in the U.S. Congress and at the state level that would require vendors to display the ESRB rating on their products and prohibit the sale of adult-rated games to minors. So, but even with these games being prohibited, the parents will buy the game for their kids and let them play it anyway. So, but according to independentratings.org, Georgia state law requires that retailers must have signs displayed that explain the ESRB rating system to customers. And even with all these ways to prevent younger teens and kids from playing mature games, you could still ask, do the rating systems do the jobs they were designed to perform? But for the most part, the ESRB system does a pretty great job of monitoring the age range for games. But now that you know the importance the ESRB system establishes, let's talk about the several surveys that were handed out about the system. But the teenager survey consisted of 5 multiple choice questions and 1 checklist question about video game consumption and knowledge of the ESRB rating system, as well as a record of the participant's age. And that's what this is right here. It's just telling all about what I just said. But then there's another one, a parent survey, that was comprised of 5 multiple choice questions, including 1 recording the age of their teenage child and another about the checklist question. But the data shows that 55% of teenagers report a thorough understanding of the ESRB video game content rating system, and only 6.67 report that they don't understand what the rating system means. So parents report a similar awareness, and that's right here. They said their teenage children's playing habits, with 72% reporting that they allow their minor children to play mature rated games, and frequently or sometimes, they're not sure. So, but now that you know that some of the facts, let's talk about the teenagers and the parents who ignore the ratings. Like teenagers self-report a high level of exposure to games rated mature, with 86.67%, and they got all the facts right here. I mean, they reported frequently or sometimes that they're allowed to play video games, and only 6 teenagers surveyed report that they are seldom or never allowed to play games. It's like their parents are actually doing their job. But parents, they report a similar awareness of and their teenage children playing habits, with a 72% reporting that they allow their kids to play mature games frequently or sometimes. And that's what this says right here. I mean, this is fact. Only 3 parents and 3 teenagers have reported that they are never allowed to play these mature games. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But so I'm saying, now that I've explained why the ESRB rating system is important, and even showed how many people listen to the ratings and who doesn't, I mean, you should have a pretty good understanding from all these examples why this system is needed and should be followed more in our society. But I've explained it in detail and informed you on how it helps parents and children. And I I hope this has persuaded you to agree with me. But thanks for listening. And that's what I got.